subscribe right now or this spider will be in your bed tonight.
I actually really like this idea and think it would be fun since it would only last for a few days in total. Plus, you'd be able to swim around and goof off while riding sharks. According to many leakers, however, Chapter 2 Season 3 has a much different storyline. Other than having the map flood for only 2 days, Epic may leave the map flooded for a majority of the season until it completely dries out and reveals new locations. This would completely change Fortnite as we know it, since the map would be like 60% water. You'd have to swim everywhere like you did in a Travis Scott concert, and the entire game would be turned upside down. Back to the Doomsday event itself, and it all links to the Season 2 storyline of Shadow vs Ghost. These two groups of henchmen have been battling for each of the Season 2 POIs like the Rig and the Grotto, and as far as what I've seen, Shadow seems to be winning. As a result, Cypher PK believes that Midas will try to stop them using his crazy Doomsday device. He'll apparently put on this outfit that I showed in the thumbnail called the Cyclo Skin and control the Doomsday device in his hidden room. Sorry by the way if I'm getting any of this lore wrong, I'm just going off what I've read from others. Anyways, Midas will take the Doomsday device as well as a storm tracking device, aka the same device that's been causing all of these wacky circles on the map, and create a giant storm that will flood the map. Seems pretty simple enough. Moving on to what I hope Epic adds in, and I guess we'll start with my ideal map. At least to me, I don't want any giant changes to it. And by giant, I mean stuff like having most of the map underwater from the flood. In my opinion, I think flooding the map would be cool for a few days, but after like a week or so, it would just be annoying. Not to mention, any drastic change like that to the map or terrain would mess with how the game works. People gotta realize we're only in Chapter 2 Season 3. The map is gonna develop and change a lot before we get a completely new one or go back to the old one from Chapter 1. There's no need to rush it.
But Jarian, did you just say you don't want any map changes?
You're right, I did. However, that doesn't mean I don't want any changes at all. I'd love for some new unique POIs and unnamed locations. I'll never forget when Fortnite added in Paradise Palms or Polar Peak. They were huge alterations that nobody saw coming, yet everybody loved them because they made Fortnite feel the same at its core. I don't think you could say the same for a flooded map. To be 100% realistic though, the chances Epic doesn't change the map are pretty darn slim. Not even because of the flood or anything like that, but just because of the general season progression. I'm not sure how many of you guys remember this tweet from Donald Mustard, but in case you don't, this was from back before Chapter 2 Season 2 started. What Donald Mustard, who runs Fortnite, said was that he thinks of Fortnite season similar to dramatic pacing and audio volumes. With Season X, Epic added a bunch of crap like the dancing taco time and Greasy, while with Chapter 2 Season 1, they took it all away, which made everyone angry. This is what Donald Mustard is referring to by saying you feel the full impact of both extremes between cranking volume really high and then turning it back to zero. Additionally, what got me really excited was the end of his tweet, which basically refers to progressively adding more stuff in each season. Just as we saw with the new POIs and vaults in Chapter 2 Season 2, there should be even better and more fun additions for Chapter 2 Season 3. Next thing I'd love to see in the new season is a new shotgun. For the past 8 months, ever since Chapter 2 started, we've only had these same two shotguns in the game, the pump and the tac. Their rarities have not changed, nor have their damage or anything to make them feel different. Don't get me wrong, I love both of those weapons. They're both extremely balanced, especially compared to stuff like the double barrel or the drum shotgun. The thing is, Fortnite has essentially become a close range combat game. The majority of fights you get into will end up in a shotgun battle because of building. So when you have the two same shotguns in the game for almost 8 months at this point, fighting gets sort of stale. Something I thought would be interesting would be a toned down version of the combat shotgun we had back in Season 9. That shotgun was really fun to use. It was good from mid to long range, unlike every other shotgun, which allowed for much different playstyles than we have today. People couldn't just run into your face and get off 3 lucky shots. The combat had a crazy small hitbox, making it have a much higher skill ceiling. Its main problem, however, was that it was way too strong from up close. You can't have a balanced weapon in any game that's really good from up close and far away. It's either gotta drop off after a certain distance or have bad enough bloom to suck from up close. The combat had neither. Next thing I'd like to be changed in Season 3 is the arena system. I don't know about you guys, but I think arena sucks. Not only is it not competitive, but nobody plays it once they get into Champions League. And the reason behind this is that the system is a joke. All Epic needs to do is give people a reason to keep grinding. That could be ranks like in every other competitive game, or a potential end of season prize like they promised. The way it currently works is you get absolutely nothing except the ability to compete in tournaments. Yes, I know I sound ungrateful considering how much money Epic gives away. Trust me, I appreciate